Hi there folks, it's Jonathan Denwood here from WP-Tonic, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a new podcasting host, Castos, and I have moved over to Castos, and I'm just going to give you a quick review what I have found about using them over the past, I think now 3 months. Be back in a few moments, folks. We're coming back. So either you've got a podcast or you're looking to get into podcasting. Now, there is a load of podcast hosts out there. Some are good, some are a bit indifferent. I've used a few. I also believe that it's a great idea to keep your website and your podcast a bit separate. A lot of these platforms enable you to set up a one page or a website utilizing their platform, and they actually is a key feature of their selling proposition to their target audience. I am personally not really interested in that because I believe strongly that, like I just said, you should keep the two separate. You should keep where you are actually showing the audio, or the audio is available on your own website, which you own and is independent to the podcasting host provider. But that's my opinion, but it's a strongly held one. So all those features about building a page or a website as part of the platform has no attraction to me. Now, I was with another very well established podcast hosting provider, Lipson, and they were great, a rather messy interface, which in honest, I think they have recently upgraded, but they hadn't done when I decided to jump ship. Also, they were getting a little bit expensive, not ridiculously expensive, but they have bandwidth restrictions. Now, Castos approached me through Matt Medeiros of the Matt Report, because I'm a big member. Well, that sounds a bit pretentious, doesn't it? I'm a consistent podcaster in the WordPress area, and Matt he was one of the first people that agreed to come on my show that had any reputation in the WordPress community, and I always be grateful for Matt for doing that. And looking back at those first few interviews, I just cringe. But you have to start somewhere, don't you? Matt's always been supportive. And when I learned that he was coming on to the Castos team, my eyes were a bit open. And then I looked at one of the great things about Castos is that they have a flat rate, unlimited podcasts and unlimited bandwidth linked to their plans. And when you are a established podcaster with hopefully an established audience, that's very attractive, and it's extremely attractive pricing. Yes, I'm going to hear, but Jonathan, there's free podcasting host providers out there. Firstly, nothing ever is free. Can I repeat that? Nothing is ever free. Look, if they're offering, there's a few things. Either they're offering the podcasting hosting because they are selling your data, or there are some free hosting providers. I think one of them is Anchor, that when you don't read their terms and conditions, and none of us do, in there they're saying that, well, if you host on our platform, we have total control over it. We can reuse your material, we can bundle your material with other materials, and you've got no right to complain. So you might have some religious views, which you honestly have, and then they bundle it with a product or something that you have strong reservations of being linked to. You've got no control. You signed off. Good luck to you if you complain about it. So then there's the loss leader. They use the hosting, and they have other elements that they want you to use, which then they charge for. Well, I always find that if something's used as a loss leader, it just doesn't have the focus about that they're focused about the thing that they are making money on, right? That's just my personal experience. And thirdly, they're just VC financed. They've just got a ton of money and they're just throwing it at the wall, and it's a numbers game. They just want a load of people to sign up, and we've seen this, and they have a burn rate, and if things work out, it's fine. But you find at some stage, if it's a reputable VC-based company, they will grandfather you into the plan. But you do find, even if they do that, they nibble away at the different, they just kind of nibble here and nibble there, because they just want you to move to their paid plan, and the paid plan will be coming because they've got to make money. They can only temporarily offer, don't know how well it is VC finance. What I like about Castos is it's bootstrapped. You know, they have had some investment money into the company, but it is a proper business that they make their money, and their focus is in podcasting and providing a really nice podcasting platform. And it's built all around WordPress as well. They've got a focus on WordPress. They provide a really nice player that you can use as a plugin in WordPress, and it's really simple to set up. They also provide some iframe code and a ULR. So there's about 2 to 3 other free or paid for plugin providers that will provide a player on your WordPress powered website, and their platform will work with those as well. So you've got a lot of versatility there. What I really also like is their interface. Their interface is really, really slick. Now, what I mean by that is you can get some really simple looking interfaces, but the actual functionality is buried, you know. So it looks neat and tidy, but when you start using it, you start scratching your head. How do I get to that bit, or how do I get to this bit? That clean interface, but the functionality is buried in a little icon, which is great when you learn where that little icon is, but you normally have to read up where it is, or look at a YouTube lesson. All right. I don't call that simple. I call that a clean interface, but not a simple interface. What Castos has done, and it's not easy to do, is they've got a really nice, clean looking interface, but it's really easy to use, intuitive. That is not easy to achieve, folks, and that's what you're going to get with it. Now, one of the weaknesses of their platform is the analytics, but on the other hand, it just comes with the territory of podcasting in general. the analytics slightly, the way it was shown, even though don't matter what platform you go to, the analytical information that you'll be able to get will not compare to something like YouTube. Actually, it's the totally opposite of YouTube. You got too much intellect through linking it to Google Analytics. There's too much data when it comes from YouTube. It's the totally opposite situation to podcasting. But podcasting, it's been a notorious problem, which is getting slowly improved upon, but it's still quite slow, is about the analytics that you get from any platform. Yeah, so basically, I was with, like I say, with another platform. They offered slightly better analytical data than Castos. But don't get me wrong, it's not bad. And the team at Castos saying that they are going to be improving. So it becomes a top tier when it comes to the kind of analytical data. They've got some other really sweet features about private podcasting areas. This is when, especially this should appeal to those that are looking to offer audio training for groups, private groups, or you're some form of online trainer. That should be appealing. I don't want this video to be like War and Peace. So if you're, I think to finish off, if you're starting off in podcasting and you're a big WordPress user, I really think you should still look at Castos, even though they don't offer a free account option. You can try it out for, I think it's 14 days, but they don't offer a free account. And like I say, nothing is free, like I said at the beginning of this video. But if you're really, really big into WordPress and you want to get into podcasting, because their pricing is so fair, it's not, just to sign up for a year account. I think it's $190 a year. That's fantastic value, folks. If you really are on a very restrictive budget, it's probably really better to look at one of the free providers, because with podcasting, there's a lot of burnout, fade out. It's called podcasting burnout. Basically, you knock out your first 5, you get to 10, you get to 20, and then you find this is hard. This is hard to regularly knock out a video podcast every week. A lot of people, they get exhausted because they haven't got much of a budget. They have to do the editing themselves, and there's a lot of misleading advice about editing, audio editing. It's important to get to a certain standard. Totally agree. If it's terrible audio, it's going to put off your listening. But there's a lot of advice out there about moving your quality from the 80 to the 98th quality. To get that last 10-15% between 80 and 98, it's difficult, and you can spend a lot of money on equipment and a lot of time on editing. I think as a beginner of a podcaster, you should be concentrating on the content of your podcasts and its relevance to its target audience, then trying to get, by spending a lot of money, that 15%. Which, don't get me wrong, I think as you get established, you should improve the audio quality. But I don't think your focus should be on that at the beginning. And I think a lot of people are misled about that by a lot of well-known podcasting pundits that I think audio is extremely, extremely important. One of my first co-hosts, I call him the Sound Nazi, Bill. We're still friends, but every time he sees me, he's saying, you should buy this little bit of equipment, you should buy that bit of equipment, because he's really into sound quality. I'm still using the same mic that I did at the beginning. I have a professional editor that helps me now, because I do a lot of podcasting and YouTube, and I just don't have the time to edit. Editing will suck out the joy of podcasting and video production out of you quite rapidly if you really, don't like audio editing or video editing. It literally will suck out your willingness to actually do the thing that you want to do. So that's just a tip, folks. So I think we'll wrap it up now. This is probably a bit longer than I want. Hopefully you got value from it. If you do, please subscribe to the WP-Tonic channel. It really does help the channel. It is growing, and I really want to see some more growth in 2021. Also hit the bell icon. What that does is it will tell you when new content is published on the WP-Tonic show. You'll be told that I have published, and you can watch it. We'll see you soon, folks. Bye.